So the first point I need to make in this sermonic presentation is that whenever you make a commitment to God based on your faith, you are in conflict with the world which operates on fear. Oh my God. When you make a commitment to God based on faith, you will be in conflict with the world. Oh, see, the temple of faith that you enter into will always put you in conflict with the church of fear. The enemy of faith is always fear. That's why the Bible said God have not given us the spirit of fear. The enemy of faith is always fear. Fear claims he knows the outcome, but faith claims that God has the last word. Carnegie wants the word for himself. He wants to rule by fear, because if he has the word, he's the only one other than Eli who can read. He can tell people what's in the word. He doesn't want anybody to be able to read the word for themselves, because he intends to exploit everybody. That's the reason why you need to get in the word and read it for yourself. That's the reason why many people are led astray, because they blindly follow and listen to what the preacher says, but never read the word for themselves. My sisters and my brothers, I don't care what I say to you on Sunday morning. You need to learn how to read the word for yourself. But he doesn't want them to read it. Because if they read the word for themselves, they'll recognize that his interpretation and his strange proof texting do not fit theologically with the gospel of the word. So this scenario sounds a little bit familiar to me. Somebody wants to make sure that other people don't read the word, because if they read the word, they will skip over that passage that says, slaves, be obedient to your master, and find out that Moses said to Pharaoh, let my people go. Sound familiar to you? If I began to get into the word, I will begin to understand what it is that God is saying in my life. And so Carnegie wants the word from Eli. Eli says, no, I got to stay on the path. You can't have the word because God has spoken to me. God told me to stay on the path, and I got to head west. Ah, my goodness. And so he tries to stay on the path. Clarence Jordan, the great preacher from Georgia, who's now gone, had this to say about faith. He said, faith is the substance of hope, of what's hoped for. But he said, fear is the polio of the soul, which prevents us from walking in our faith. Oh, that's deep to me right there. Fear is the polio of our soul that prevents us from walking in faith. Fear seeks to crush your spirit and get you to give up your dreams. Fear will tell you to go left when you should go right. Fear will tell you you can't, but faith says, oh, yes, you can. Fear says there's no need to pray, but faith says pray without ceasing. Fear says hold back your tithe, but faith says bring your tithes into the storehouse. Fear says voting is a waste of time, but faith says that if you vote, you can rewrite the Constitution with a 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. You can put in a Voting Rights Act. Fear says that y'all can't elect a president. But faith says you can elect a president. Fear says you can't reform health care. But faith says, oh yes, every one of you can have health care. Come on, somebody. You got to stop listening to fear. Oh yeah, fear says y'all can't be on the Supreme Court. Faith says, oh yes, you can. Oh my God. Fear says you can't open that business. Faith says I can do all things through Christ that strengthened me. Sisters, can I help y'all today? Somebody say help us. Come on, say it like them old mamas say, help us, Lord. Yeah. Sometimes, sisters, you got to watch out for fear, because there is a fear running across the land. There are some people who will lead you to believe that all brothers are dogs. Can I preach in here today? You have a fear to trust somebody. You have a fear. You understand to give your heart. You have a fear. However, faith says you just need to stop dating at the kennel. Y'all ain't gonna help me. If you want to live a life of faith, you cannot operate in a spirit of fear. And the devil will make you fear who hurt you last time, who hurt you last week, who did you wrong the time before, who raped you, who abused you. Come on, somebody. Who hit you, who did you wrong. And he'll have you living in fear instead of living in faith. You can't operate in the spirit of fear. In this day and age in America, America wants to choose fear over faith. And that's what concerns me about these brothers and sisters that are part of the tea and coffee parties or whatever party they with this week. Because they operate with a spirit of fear.